What is this man doing? I had a delivery this morning, and I've had some weird ones across my time. Maybe you can relate. Now, I'm not going to share this customer's name, where he lived, anything like that. And I will tell you some positive things about this after my story time. I'm going to put some videos here. And then at the end, I'll put some of the audio as well with it, okay? But you're going to have to wait for that. I had a delivery. I think I can remember just about everything. It was like a bag of chips, 2 things of eggs, a couple of watermelons, some mango slices, and a couple other items. I mean, pretty small order. Maybe some lunch meat, a thing of bread. Not a lot of stuff. Maybe 12 items. And as I go to drop it off, you know, there's delivery instruction. It's very matter of fact, all bold face capitals and what he wrote. Call me at this number when you get there. Drive safe. Don't crack my eggs. I'll meet you in the parking lot. Call, you know. And then as I'm en route, he asked me, what kind of vehicle do you have? And I'm thinking, okay, this guy's gonna be ready for me. That's great. So I pull up. He's very adamant about no cracking eggs. I think he mentioned that like 4 or 5 times. So obviously these guys had some issues. Anytime when I do eggs, I always look. I mean, most people do, right? Do you guys as shoppers, you look at the eggs, make sure they're not cracked? I think that's normal. But in transit, they can get cracked. You know, you put them down, you don't do it gently, they're rolling around in your back seat, a watermelon hits it, you know, whatever. Anyways, I pull up, he's got a shopping cart. So I'm like, oh, he's gonna meet me in the parking lot, just like he said. Really appreciate that. Like, I got to give this guy 5 stars for that. Because we should, you know, they give us stars, we got to give them stars. But he says, also, he's going to check. This is part of the description of what he left in the delivery notes. I'm going to check every item before you leave to make sure for overstock or substitutions. I'm thinking, I've never had any, you know. So I get there and I'm loading it into out of my bag, into his. He literally had a little cart. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting. So I'm loading and he goes, slow down, slow down. I'm like, okay, I didn't say much. I don't need a delivery passcode, nothing. He's got a piece of paper. Maybe I'll put some split screens here too. He's got a piece of paper and he's looking at it. He's got his glasses down on his nose. You know how the old guys do sometimes, you know? And he's looking at like his list, making a list, and he's checking it twice, right? Making sure I got everything, making sure he ordered everything. I'm thinking to myself, what happens if one of these eggs is cracked? What happens if I forgot something? Is he going to want me to go back? Like, what's going on here? Right? Anyways, he gets to the eggs. He opens it up and he says, well, he didn't say anything. He opens it and it's like, I see him looking at, he's taking every egg out and looking at the bottom of it to make sure none of them are cracked. And I said, do you want me to stand here while you check every egg? His response, verbatim, well, yeah, if you don't mind, I'll make it worth your while. You know, it took him, I don't know, 20 seconds to check every egg in 2 cartons of 12 counts. Not a big deal, okay? And I'm thinking, hey, he just wants to make, eggs are expensive. I get it. Ain't nobody mad. He checks all the eggs. He takes a $5 bill out, which I think I got here. Here it is. And he hands me a 5. So I'm already appreciative because this order was, you know, a cash tip is always a nice little thing, right? He didn't have to do that, but he did. His order was right. The eggs weren't cracked. I followed the instructions. I called them. Everything was perfect. Very easy as a delivery driver to follow instructions when they give it to us. I like instructions as long as they're meaningful and with purpose, and as long as the customer follows it. Easy transaction for him. Very easy for me. I'm sure he's had problems in the past. I've never had anybody check every item on a delivery, ever. And at this point with food delivery and shopping, we're talking tens of thousands of deliveries. I've never had somebody check everything, much less every single egg in the carton. Never. First time. And I can imagine, I don't know how many of y'all have ever witnessed that before. That's why I was like, I'm gonna film this dude because this is funny. But I'm gonna share with you in just a moment the positive side of this. Before I do that, give me some interesting stories down below. What do you think about this delivery? Have you ever experienced that? I'd like to hear from you guys before I get into the positive side. All right, just had to drop off this catering order. Paid 35 bucks, took me 17 minutes. Huh, I'll do that. Listen, the positive side. I love this man. I absolutely love this customer. I loved everything about him. Okay. I could tell these groceries were important to him. Like, he left instructions that were helpful. He was ready. He had a cart. He had 2 watermelons, and, you know, like, he was ready. He didn't make us like a lot of customers didn't give us instructions, lugging it up to his whatever. Like, he was extremely helpful. And he tipped an extra $5. I don't even know if there was a tip. I can't remember. I think there was, but it could have been the other customer because it was a stacked shop and pay. I love this man. In a time when groceries are expensive, and the items he got were essential. Loaf of bread, fruits, eggs. I mean, oh, some toilet paper, I believe it was in there. Things that people need to eat and to do whatever. And he wanted to make sure his eggs were not cracked, because them eggs are expensive. And I can appreciate that. I want more customers like him. At first, I'm thinking, oh my God, you look at these long instructions, he writes a paragraph. It's like, oh, sometimes that means his customer's just being a little extra. They're doing too much. It's going to be, more things I got to do. I got to call them. Hey, we all just love no contact deliveries, no nothing. Leave at the front door, snap a photo and leave, because it's faster. It's easier. It gets us to our next delivery. But this guy, even when I was like, do you want me to stand here while you check every egg? And I didn't say it in a flippant way, but, you know, maybe he thought that was, you know, whatever, right? If he thought that, he would have, you know, I get it. But I'm asking, did you want me to, you know, he's checking every egg. I'm like, what is happening? He didn't just open it and look like normal. He took it and looked at the bottom of the egg. I love this man. Customer of the month. And not because he gave me extra $5, but because he cared so much about his delivery that he took all the necessary steps to make sure he got exactly what he paid for. But why he's 5 stars is also in part because he appreciates what we do and we did it correctly, and he blessed me with that. And I'll take it. I'm going to pass this along to somebody else. That's what I do with my cash tips nowadays. Here's an order coming in live time. Trash. So, I don't know, man. I've had some interesting deliveries the last couple of days. Oh, another one coming in. Trash. And I just thought today that one was also very, very interesting. You guys tell me what you think in the comment section down below. When you see instructions like that, do you have pause? What do you do? Would you stand there and wait for him to check every egg, or would you just leave? Here, I'll end on this note. Oh, here's $10 for 4 miles. Jimmy John's. I'm down this way. I'll add $10 to the pool. You guys have a fantastic day. Sometimes instructions are good things. Sometimes they make sense. And sometimes you're going to have customers check every item, make a list, checking it twice, see who's naughty and nice. And sometimes you might have the customer open the egg and look at it, the bottom. Crazy but cool. It's in Band-Aid. Right in here. Oh, there it is. Right there.
I can still use them, but
yeah, I hear you. Give you guys a little outro of my city. We're hopping on the highway here to drive about 2 miles to that Jimmy John's. Easy $10. Very, very easy. But yeah, there we go. Old Brick City, St. Louis, man. If you've never been to St. Louis before, it's actually a pretty neat city. Actually, very neat. A lot of cool things to do. So, there we go. We're hopping on 64. Look at a very old St. Louis hotel to my right here. Historic. Oh, look at it. You guys see off in the fairground there, the Ferris wheel. I don't know if you guys can see it. You can see that. Look, pause the video. You can see it right there. Anyways, y'all have a great day. Give you a little drive time outro. All right, y'all, here's the bags. Ooh, we got a $3.86 tip. Thank you. Ooh, we got a $3 tip. All right.